Hey there friends, how's it going today? So in this video, I want to quickly answer a question I get asked from time to time, which is, am I too old to learn guitar? If you find yourself asking that, I want to give you some quick thoughts. Now, to be totally transparent, I'm 44 years old, right? I have had the benefit of having played music for most of my life. I had 10 years of piano lessons as a kid. And then in college, I took what I learned and sort of applied that to guitar. I taught myself guitar, and in the past 20, 25 years, I've enjoyed the guitar in my life. So I don't have a fresh experience of learning guitar, right, being a bit older in life. But here's what I can say, right? One thing I can say with authority is I've run my Song Notes community, my guitar community for many years now, and I've gotten lots of emails over the years, a couple a month, from folks who are in their 50s, 60s, and 70s, who just are letting me know how glad they found my site and how glad they are to have the guitar in their life. And it's something in many cases folks say they've always wanted to learn, or maybe some folks say they used to play back back many decades ago and they've picked it back up again. They never thought it would be part of their life again, and they're so glad that they're playing it, right? So understand that there are folks later along in life who are finding joy with guitar. Okay, I don't know how old you are, and I don't know your condition and your situation and all that sort of thing. But if you have any inkling or desire to play guitar, to learn guitar, I would say go for it. I just know that the joy this thing has brought me throughout my life as I've played it is something that I can't put a price tag on. And many folks have echoed the same things in the kind emails and direct messages they sent me. All right. Now, a couple quick notes along these lines. Just understand, if you do start and you're later in life, understand that, as we get older, it seems it's harder to learn things more quickly, right? The fingers don't move as fast. The brain can be not quite as zippy. And, kids are going to be able to learn super fast, for example. I watch my daughter and her friends just memorize lyrics to new songs like I don't understand how they do it, right? But I think the young mind is just able to absorb things really, really quickly. Just, be at peace with the fact that, you have experience and wisdom, right? Even though things might take a little bit longer to sink in and settle in. And also understand, realistically, there might be some cap on the ultimate skill level you're going to be able to progress to. But do not let that stop you. And compare this yourself and the progress you make to yourself. That's the big recommendation I would have. There's lots of folks online who are virtuosos and who are really showy and make things look trivially easy, right? And do not compare yourself to them. Just, pick up the guitar. If you get into it, and I hope you do, get it in your hands most days, every day, a little bit of practice consistently, and the persistence pays off and goes a long way. And just compare the progress you make to where you were a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, right? You will make that progress, and there's so much joy that you can find there, right? A quick anecdote or two, if I may offer it, is I'm 44, like I said. In the past 5 years of my life, there's been a few hobbies that I've picked up that I'm a total beginner at. And, having that beginner's mind as someone who is a teacher and teaches something, an instrument that I've played for 25 years, to be a total novice with something else in my life, I find it very enjoyable because I am reminded of what it's like to be freshly, I don't want to say overwhelmed in a bad way, but, when you start something off, there's this whole wilderness of possibilities, and it can be overwhelming and intimidating. But I find just the same the joy and the pull of these new hobbies I've had. A couple years ago, I did a men's league soccer, and I haven't played soccer since I was 9 or 10 years old, right? And playing with guys who clearly have played their whole life and who could juggle the ball like it was, just an innate skill, the finesse they had, the touch they had with their feet. As much as I would practice, I knew I'd never probably be able to get to their level. But I would remind myself it's okay, because I could see myself making the slow progress week after week, month after month, and that was enough for me, right? I am also, I have a Traeger. I like smoking, briskets every couple months in my backyard, or various other meats, or I'm big into sim racing the last year or so. And there's something that's totally new to me. And I watch folks on YouTube online who are able to get lap times in the same car that I am like way, way, way impossibly behind at. Right? I tried to remind myself, it's okay. I'm getting at this at the age that I got to it at. That's fine. I showed up just in time, right? A wizard is never late, as Gandalf says. And just try to remind myself to find the fun with it, enjoy it. And that's the whole reason I'm doing it, and compare myself to myself and just sort of find peace with that. Okay, so that's going to be the advice I'm going to have for you there. If you're able to get a guitar, and if you've at all felt the pull and the desire to play this thing, I cannot recommend enough giving it a try. Because if it is able to give you the joy that you think might be there, it's totally worth going after it and having that in your life. All right, so I hope you found this helpful, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, my friends, bye-bye.